Hello again. Today we are graphing exponential decay functions. Here I have the function y is equal to 90 times 3/5 to the x power. So I need to pick some x values and plug these in to find out what y equals. So I'll pick my x values, and as I normally do, I'll pick -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. So I'll rewrite this as y equals 90 times 3/5 raised to the -2. Y equals 90 times 3/5 raised to the -1. Y equals 90 times 3/5 raised to the 0. Y equals 90 times 3/5 raised to the first, and y equals 90 times 3/5 to the second. Well, we know that if we have a negative exponent, as we have here with the -2, that we flip the fraction and then square it. So that'll be 90 times 25 over 9. Well, we multiply the 90 times 25 and then divide by 9, which is 250. Next, because of the -1, I will flip my fraction, and that becomes 90 times 5 over 3, which is 150. You'll notice these numbers are really big. Now remember that when 0 is the exponent, anything that it's raised to the 0 power is 1, so 90 times 1 is 90. All right, now 90 times 3/5 to the first power is just 90 times 3/5, which is 270 over 5, which is 54. And next, if I square 3/5, that's 9 over 25, so that's 90 times 9 over 25, which is 810 divided by 25, which is 32.4. So you'll notice that these numbers are really, really big. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pick even bigger numbers to be my x. So let's try 6. I realize that 6 is over here on my graph. So that's the biggest x value I have is 6. So let's try that. Let's throw that in there. So I have y equals 90 times 3/5 raised to the 6th power. So we'll do 90 times 3/5 to the 6th power is 729 over 15,625. And 6,610 over 15,625 is approximately 4.2. So what I'm seeing here is when x is 6, y is 4.2. So what I'm thinking is this isn't going to fit on this graph very nicely. So we're going to need a new graph. Well, I have my x values, so I'll throw my y values in there. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to graph, and everything on the x-axis will be 1 for 1. For instance, this will be -1, this will be -2. We'll still have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, but for the y-axis, all right, it's going to be representative. Okay, so that the first line will be 20, and then it'll go up by 20s. So it'll go 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and so on. Okay, so remember that every one up is 20. So we'll go -2, 250. Well, remember, I'm just going to divide that by 20, okay? Which is 12.5. So we're going to go up 12.5. So just remember, we're going to divide all these by 20. And that'll tell us how far to go up. So my first one is -2, 12.5. -2 and 12.5. So remember, this represents 250. Okay, next is -1, and then 150 divided by 20, which is 7.5. So we'll go -1 and then up 7.5. -1 and then 7.5 right there. And so that will be 150. Next, we'll do 90 divided by 20, and that's 4.5. So we'll do 0 and then 4.5. All right. And that's 90. Next, we'll do 54 divided by 20, which is 2.7. So we'll do 1 and 2.7, which is just a little over 2.5. And we'll call that 54. So this will be 1.62, which is just over 1.5. So we'll go 1, 2, and then that'll be our next point right there. And that will be 32.4. And 4.2 divided by 20 is 0.21, which is just over 1/5. So it's just over the line. So we'll call this 4.2. And so we'll say 6.21 right there. So I will draw my curve through all of those points. Put my arrows on the end just to show that it goes on forever. And that's how you draw the function y equals 90 times 3/5 to the x power. Hope that helps.